Hey guys, I'm Natalia.
And I'm Audrey.
And you're listening to Talk Baby to Me, which you guys probably already know because you heard the intro.
And your loyal followers.
Yes, of course, my loyal followers. Today we have a special guest. This is G Gentle. Well, that's what you guys might know her of. She's a dear friend of mine, and she just announced that she was pregnant. She totally shocked all of us.
Yes.
She took us to dinner, and she's like, "Cheers, I'm pregnant." And everyone was like, "What?"
No, literally, you were like so confused. And it was like you didn't actually catch on to begin with. It was the funniest thing. Yeah.
It was
we'll
really
have to
cute.
show you the photo.
It's amazing because I actually I know you. I don't think we've ever met.
No.
And I've been friends with Natt for a while, so I know you guys are good friends. And you guys had been at an event, and I did not know you were pregnant at all.
Yeah.
So when you were coming on, I was like, I did not know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, literally. I feel like it's gone so fast. Like, I can't believe I'm already in my third trimester. Like, it's also gone so slow, but yeah.
The third trimester, I feel like it's like so long and it stretches out.
So elongated.
I feel like it's because, like, you don't have much long technically, but, like, those weeks that you just feel so much and you're just so big.
It's either miserable or it's not, but you still have a lot to get done.
Yeah.
No, literally.
I totally robbed your introduction, you guys. This is Georgina, and she's an influencer, content creator, and a dear friend is what I was trying to say before I got too excited. But you're pregnant, and I was like, you have to just join our podcast. Audrey and I would love to have you for multiple reasons. I know, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but we had a conversation that she really wanted to have a baby. You wanted to be a mom, and then
Goosebumps.
I know, it's crazy. So when she's drinking this cocktail, it's a mocktail. Obviously, she tricked us, but
I actually went to the bar and I was like, I'm pregnant, but I want them to like not know. So can you make a mocktail?
Sneaky little bartender, you. So okay, I want to give the audience a little bit of a chance to get to know you. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, your relationship, and then a little bit of like your desires of wanting to be a mom and how you felt when you found out.
Okay, so basically, I've always wanted to know, like I've always wanted to have babies before I was 30. Mm-hmm. Like that was just a goal of mine because my like whole family, they all like, I think when you come from like a small town, you like, it's so common. Yeah, it's so common to have babies like so early in your like life. Where I feel like when you're in like LA and you're in the scene and there's so much happening and so many entrepreneurs and things like that, you kind of like push it a little bit more and more, and you kind of like.
I came from a small town, we got that way.
Yeah, and so like here, I feel like I'm just so young to have like a baby, like not young, but like you just have so much time. Mm-hmm. But when I like look at my family and I'm like super close with my family, I like all of my cousins, my brother, like they all have already started. They've got like 2 kids basically, like, and none, like only one of them is like just hit 30. And so
how old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay.
Yeah. So you
hit your goal.
Yeah.
You hit your goal.
I love that.
But also, like, part of the reason why I wanted to be, like, a younger mom is because, like, I want my parents to experience, like, as much time with my kids as well. Yeah. And, like, that was super important to me. So, yeah, I basically, last year around Christmas time, my husband and we were like, let's start trying.
Oh my gosh.
And
imagine having that conversation, right? Like,
I know. And
I got robbed of that conveison, sis. I didn't have a choice.
All I'm thinking is math around Christmas time means you didn't try too long.
No, literally. Like, and it's crazy because, like, we'll get into it later on, but, like, I've had, like, a ruptured ectopic pregnancy, and I ended up losing my left fallopian tube. And so I thought it was going to be like kind of a struggle. And I also had like, we had a miscarriage as well. So I was.
You are me, sis?
Yeah. And so I was like, I want to start like at the start of the year because it might take longer. And I heard so many like stories when you actually want to have babies, like it's so hard to conceive. Yeah. So I was like,
the universe, man.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, let's start. And yeah, it was like after one period cycle, I basically fell pregnant. So I was like, perfect.
Let's go, husband.
Yeah, I know. Right? So
Awesome.
yeah, that's kind of how that happened.
That's awesome.
So
But
you
yeah,
you made a decision,
yeah.
and you you had one period cycle. Did you? I actually wanted to interrupt this for this part. A lot of women do not know what their period cycle is, what their ovulation is. Did you like use an app? Did you use ovulation sticks?
Yeah, so I definitely used the Flow app.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get pregnant again in my second. And
that's
my
exciting.
best friend, my other best friend.
I was like,
Actually, you know her very well. I just can't like reveal this pregnancy right now. She's pregnant, and she said, it's her second pregnancy, and she said, use the Flow app.
That's what I did.
Yeah, so.
okay, shout out Flow app.
Yeah, literally, no, for real. And like, it's crazy because there's so many like different things online to kind of like when your ovulation is. Like some say like 2 days, some say like 5 days, but I just kind of trusted the Flow app, and
Nice.
yeah, so that's how it happened.
So you got pregnant, and
Yes.
now we are on to.
Well, I feel like to me, I wanted to ask you how, did you, this is kind of did you lose hope, or did you ever lose hope?
Yes, even in that 1 month. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for like, not bad, but like I feel so sorry
Empathy.
for, empathy for like women that like try and they are still trying to conceive and things like that. Because even in that like 1 month, and like, even though I didn't really have like a time frame, it's kind of like one of those things that plays in your head. You're like, what am I doing wrong? And blah, blah, blah. And
The
like,
failure,
Yeah.
the complex of being a failure comes into play.
For sure.
It sucks.
Yeah, and I was like taking like a conception pack as well because I wanted to make sure my like eggs were as healthy as they were and all that kind of stuff.
What is a conception pack?
It's basically like prenatals, but like conception prenatals.
like you
Preconception natal.
Yeah, and it like basically like
Preps the oven.
yeah, and like women, I feel like any kind of women like they should be taking these.
Well, when I think earlier episode, way earlier, I had seen a fertility doctor because I had problems like you. I did not have like a ruptured fallopian tube, but I had at one point been diagnosed with PCOS and then endometriosis, and there's all these things, and I thought it would be the hardest thing ever. But what my doctor said, he just said it to me, and for some reason, it implanted in my mind and my body that like, no, bitch, you can have babies.
Yeah,
and.
Lo and behold.
And lo and behold, they did. Yes, B asterisk. After getting pregnant trying one time, and I felt the same way you did because at the time I had a miscarriage and whatnot. Having someone just say the things to you, that was kind of my conception package. But after, they gave me progesterone to take just for the first trimester.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that like a package is kind of the same.
It probably is. I don't actually know.
It gives you all the vitamins. I think.
It's like vitamins and everything to kind of have like healthy eggs.
I'm assuming
She's a doctor, guys. Quote
but
her.
it's funny because like even in that like month that I thought I was pregnant, I like convinced myself I had all the symptoms as well.
Aww.
Like I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant, and like yeah, like
have you guys heard of hysterical pregnancies?
No.
Where your mind actually tricks your body into believing that you're pregnant,
No,
so you start to have the symptoms.
I have done. I've done this. Maybe. No, I have not. But
It's a real serious thing.
Yeah,
and I've also heard that, especially from my mom, of all people, that when you really want it, your mind is a big play in what your body is going to comprehend.
Yeah.
So
No, 100%.
Similar, but like
right. But this is like
actually get pregnant.
This is on the other side of that sane way of going about it.
Hysterical versus like mindful. I don't know.
Which also, oops, sorry if that's offensive. I don't know enough about it to say anything other than it's just something that's actually real.
Come on our podcast and talk to us
about
it.
So I do want want to ask if you don't mind talking about your experience with the ectopic pregnancy, because in August, actually, it's ectopic pregnancy month.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's just
awareness.
so, we planned this.
Which is that just pulls on my heartstrings if you know anything about it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I had no idea what an ectopic pregnancy was until it happened to
happened.
me. And like to go through it, like I was 6 hours away from dying, and
Oof.
like it was the worst pain I've like
you have to
ever
take
felt.
us, you have to take us through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Yeah, for sure.
I know someone that did it, and it went through it, and they didn't know they were pregnant because your tests don't usually come out positive.
So the tests come out positive, but in the ultrasounds, they can't find the baby in the ovaries.
Mhm.
Oh, is that
In the
where-
uterus.
in the uterus?
Yeah,
In the
First of all,
ovaries.
don't worry. You know how many the different things I've said on here that we're
Oh my
not
God.
covering?
We'll listen
Not
later and
right.
we're like, wait, what the fuck did we say? Guys,
We
fact check
are.
us.
Oh my God. That is so funny.
in your
We're just
uterus.
moms,
Yeah,
guys.
so-
So they can't see it in your
Yeah,
uterus.
so they're like, oh, you must be too early, because like they obviously get you to take the pee and the cup and everything, and they're like, you're pregnant. But when they like look at the ultrasound, they're like, oh, there's no baby there. And I think I had like a really rookie like ultrasound lady because
Yeah.
she like told me, because I went in and like Diamond and I weren't trying at that stage. So this happened 2 years ago.
Diamond as husband.
Yes,
Husband. Shout out husband.
So we weren't really trying at this stage, but like it happened. And so we went into the ultrasound and like did to make sure the baby was okay and everything. And she was like, oh, actually, I can't see a baby. Like, are you sure you're like maybe it's too early and things like that? And I was like, I don't know, because I haven't had my period. My period's like spot on, like to the time frame. Like it's like 1 o'clock on like the 20 whatever. Like it's crazy.
What most women wish for when they're trying to get pregnant.
Yeah,
right?
so I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm like 5-6 weeks late. So I mean, not five.
Which
sorry,
means you're
2
like you're
weeks.
at least 9 weeks pregnant.
Sorry, 2 weeks late.
2 weeks late.
Or 7.
I mean, I didn't have my period for 5 to 6 weeks. So, anyway, I went in and she was like, so come back next Thursday and we'll check for a ectopic pregnancy. And so she kind of had that expectation of that it could have been. And so that kind of like annoys me, because
You could
You can't-
have
Done what you
avoided the
needed to
whole
do
surgery.
and
Yeah.
the pain.
Yeah.
It's painful.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. And for people that don't know, like you can't save an ectopic pregnancy.
An ectopic pregnancy means.
Okay, so an ectopic pregnancy is basically like the baby is growing in your fallopian tube. So basically you can't save the baby or anything like that. So they kind of give you an injection and it like kind of is like a miscarriage. If you get a hold of it before like it grows, because the baby's still like a baby. So if you don't like catch on to it, the more longer you leave it, the more the baby's growing. So then obviously when you have a ruptured ectopic pregnancy is when like the baby has like grown so much that it bursts your fallopian tube.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what happened to me.
Oh my
So
god.
Which is why uteruses are utable. Like we utilize them very much
yeah.
to grow the baby. Like
Definitely. It's so crazy. And so basically what happened like that day, it was the Tuesday. So I was supposed to go back in on the Thursday. And like one of the signs with ectopic pregnancies is like your left shoulder like hurts.
Wow.
It's the weirdest thing, but
It's like a heart attack. You know,
Right?
yeah, I don't know why, but that's what
I wonder
she told me.
why.
I don't know.
Okay.
And it's something I don't know what that
Your heart?
is, but no, your vein. There's a vein
A
that goes
vein.
directly to your heart.
Oh,
It's, like,
maybe.
literally
That's
the
what.
thing.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
assuming maybe
Could
your
be.
blood flow.
We're gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
And put that post about that.
No
because,
doctors again over here.
Okay, we're not doctors.
Yeah.
We're just moms.
But that's what like the ultrasound lady had told me to look out for, like in the
She
the
should have
next
just
week.
put your booty in touch with the doctor and
I-
immediately figured that out.
Literally, and
I
like,
would have been suing,
Have we
sis.
not
It's-
been talking about this
It's
all
so
week?
crazy. But I like that day I was like playing tennis with like Diamond.
Playing tennis, this bitch.
It's just like my shoulder hurts, so I just thought.
Yeah, no, and it's so funny because I always win, and so that day,
Diamond.
He's going to be so annoyed. But but I always win. And that day he won. And I was like, it's because something's up. Like, I feel sick.
It's
And he's
because
like,
your baby is growing my fallopian tube.
yeah. And so that night, it was like 9:00 at night. I had just finished eating. I just got out of the shower and it just like hit me like a ton of bricks. And I went and laid down in bed and basically, I don't even know if this is like too TMI. Like,
There's nothing TMI on here.
so like
We've talked about vaginas and
Okay.
tears.
Ripping.
Yeah.
okay, well,
Okay,
so
yeah.
this like, so I was like basically on the toilet, like, and then like vomiting into my shower, like everything was, my body was just trying to release everything in my body because I promise you it was like that for 2 hours. And it was like the craziest thing. At times I had to like even vomit in the, it sounds so gross,
I've
but like,
done this too. I'm done.
yeah, in the sink of my like basin and stuff because I couldn't get there fast enough. And then I was like crawling to the sink because I was like, I literally was in the worst pain of my life.
God.
Like,
This-
it was horrible.
Yeah.
And like then I was like crawling over to like the fan
This
to
isn't
try and
TMI
turn.
because I guarantee you. I mean, first of all, I had this with my
Okay.
miscarriage, and
Yeah.
when they told me that you could take this to do this, first of all, they were off on their timing and whatnot. That was the worst. I have given birth and ripped and literally raised a baby, and I have never known pain like I known from my
Oh,
miscarriage and what
wow.
you're describing. is that.
I tell everybody because Diamond
'Cause it's-
and
but
I
it's-
also
I'm
had.
not the only one. I looked it
A
up.
lot,
Yeah.
of, a lot of women are going to be able to relate, and that's amazing. But it's
Yeah.
also sad that like
It's-
you had to go through that. That's
Yeah, because in 2019, Diamond and I
I'm so
had
sorry.
a miscarriage as well, and I told everybody like that was the worst pain of my life.
Mhm.
But then this ectopic pregnancy, like, oh
Took
my,
the cake,
oh
right?
my god,
oh no.
it was the worst pain. And like, you know how you can't take like Advil and stuff
Mhm.
when you're pregnant. So we had no Tylenol in the cupboards, and so I was like, I texted Diamond and I was like, because he was at work, and I was like,
Oh my god, you were doing this by yourself?
yeah, and I was like, babe, I think you need to stop and like bring some Tylenol home for me. And the thing is with me as well, I have a really like high pain tolerance. So like,
So does she.
yeah,
I
so
don't know why, but like mine's probably worse than both of yours.
and so I was like, I think I need it. And he's like, oh, I will be done in 40 minutes. And I'm like, okay. And then it gets like 20 minutes later and I'm like, no, you need to leave now. Like, I can't deal with this pain. And I was like to the point where I was actually like almost passing out and things like that because I was like in so much pain.
Oh my goodness.
And so he gets home and like Diamond's story was like, he's like, she literally was just burnt out on the bed and like my whole body was just white. Like I was just so sick. And this was when I had just moved from Australia. So
Oh no.
I was like, babe, I think I need to go to the hospital. And he's like, are you sure? Because like, you know, that shit is expensive.
We're in America now. I hate it here.
Diamond.
I know, and but then he saw me. I think he was just trying to be funny, and
Yeah.
but
He's little levity.
He's trying to make you
Yeah.
feel better.
Yeah.
yeah. So I think it was 11:30 at night, and so we went to the hospital, and basically like they had to wheelchair me in because I just could not move, and then it was like one of those nights where like everybody in the emergency room had something like serious happening. So like
Welcome to America.
yeah, I was like
I really wanted to say that. Like, girl, it's LA.
oh my god, I was like poor me, but then like there was this guy that was like literally riddled with cancer, which is horrible. But like
I mean,
he,
no, it's
I'm like,
relative. You were literally, you are pushing.
yeah,
Yeah, but I understand because you probably got that perspective. You're like, okay, there's a lot of
100%.
stuff going on here. Like, let me try and use that to
Yeah.
fuel my strength.
Your
right?
Yeah.
muscle is like.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was like
So
3 hours in the waiting room of me just like vomiting into this bag, and like it
Do
get
better, America. I'm so done. I'm
literally.
We were just getting mad about the healthcare system yesterday.
No,
so
it was
do
so bad.
better.
Like the whole time. So I had to actually wait the whole time, 5 hours. And at 3 hours, I was like to Diamond, babe, I think we should just go home because I would rather be like this miserable but laying in my own bed.
Yeah.
And he was like, we've waited so long, like, let's just stay. Luckily, I stayed because, like, literally, if I waited till the morning, I would have died.
Oh my
So,
God.
so basically,
Because they told you that, right? They actually
after
said
the
this to you.
surgery, yeah. So, basically, they do the ultrasound and they're like, oh, actually, because there's like 3 steps to like of how serious an ectopic pregnancy is. So there's like the first one, obviously, that's like where you have to take the injection and it's kind of like a miscarriage. Then there's like the second one where basically, I'm not sure at what stage the baby is, but they do like keyhole surgery in your stomach. And it's like, I think there's like 3 different keyholes that they go into and they can kind of like terminate the baby. But then there's the third one, which is the most serious. And that's when like the baby has like ruptured your fallopian tube. Then you basically have to get a C-section cut and like they have to go in and take out your whatever fallopian tube, which mine was the left one, and like get rid of that completely.
Oh my
So
goodness.
they like looked at how much internal bleeding I had and they were like, oh shit, like
So I'm so glad that they just left you in the emergency room.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this makes me so angry, and if I were there, I'd be like, "She's fucking pregnant. Get her back there now."
Yeah.
Like, sorry,
Yeah, no.
but also,
We're
I mean,
angry.
But
we're
you know-
dealing with
crazy.
lots of different
Yeah, but I think as
That's
well,
awful.
they also like didn't, I don't think like took it that serious because like I wasn't bleeding at that stage. And so they probably thought, oh, well,
You
she's
weren't
not.
bleeding outwardly.
Yeah,
outwardly.
internally I was bleeding a lot. But then like it's funny because like after the 3-ish hours, like I started bleeding. And so that's when they were like, okay, we'll get you in for an ultrasound. And then I had to wait like an hour for the ultrasound and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
Awful.
so the doctor was like, okay, this is way more serious than we thought. We're calling in the doctor and basically she's going to come in and we thought you could do keyhole surgery, but you're going to like get
You're
a C.
past that point. You
Yeah.
literally went to step 3. You
Yeah.
said there was 3 steps, right?
So,
now you're fucked.
now
Yeah.
you have to get it out.
and so I was like
So
pretty
mad.
upset.
I'm mad for you. I'm mad too. That's
Yeah.
I literally got like chills just thinking about what you were probably feeling and how you were. Well, obviously outside of the pain, just like mentally, like what the fuck?
Yeah,
is going on?
and I think like I kind of struggled with like having a C-section cut, but like I think like they're beautiful and everything, but everything that I was looking up online was like, yeah, but you have a beautiful baby that like came from that and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I have nothing.
You're
like
I
I
have nothing to
literally
show
have,
for this.
yeah.
And first of all, your hormones are raging.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like tired. I like have so much.
I didn't think you were gonna do that.
Like the one thing that I can like keep myself from doing exactly like what Natt's doing right now, which
Stop doing. I'm feeling.
no doing pure. I feel these so much emotions. Obviously, you had one fallopian tube that produced this.
Yes, this one
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yes, I know, and I'm so grateful that.
Oh, that was sweet, Audrey. That was such a
Yes.
sweet
But
perspective.
like how
yeah.
shitty to feel.
I should have
because-
been back to the shit part.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
No, but
I
like how
agree.
shitty
It's
to feel like you do have to have a cesarean section. You
Yeah.
do have to do this after you waited forever, even though someone could have told you differently.
I know.
Yeah.
Someone could have acted before they should have.
Yeah,
Or
no.
they should have acted before they
Yeah.
could have. And now you feel all the feelings because you have to look at a scar on your body that did not produce a baby.
Yeah,
And that's
Yeah.
fucking shitty.
yeah.
But
Yes.
now
But now it doesn't matter because I've got her, so that's all that matters. Yeah. But
you guys, I can't
I
handle
don't
this.
usually get emotional like this. It's just like
Aw.
your story. That's.
No, if anything, I mean, I'm
We didn't
really.
even finish it. We're
I know we're like interrupting the whole thing, but I just wanted to say because we're so kind of like lucky that we get the guests that we do. A lot of them have strength and power, and we're always like, wow, like that's amazing. You know, we're really inspired or touched by our
Crazy
guests,
birth stories, crazy
everything.
things.
But
Yeah.
like, this is the first time we've ever heard something in such detail.
Yeah.
And it's also because you're my friend. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, like. I wasn't there. Obviously, we didn't know each other at
Yeah.
the time, but like, man, girl, that's if I could say anything, it's just You are a very strong woman.
Oh,
And you're
thank
smiling.
you.
And you're freaking
Yeah.
smiling as you're telling
Well,
the story.
I
I'm
mean-
over here crying. Why am I crying?
You know, everything happens for a reason. So, yeah, I don't know what that reason was, but
It's because this one's gonna be so fucking healthy and
Yeah,
amazing.
that's,
Just-
yeah.
It just is what it is.
You know, it's
Yeah.
a cruel freaking thing too, but it's
Yeah.
also like, yeah, what is the reason? I don't know. The reason you have to make it make sense, which I think you
Yeah.
have.
And
actually-
actually, like, just so if there's anybody out there that has like had an ruptured ectopic pregnancy, this isn't something I knew until like I had my baby now, and I was like asking to see if like I can still do like a natural vagina birth, and you can, because basically like with C-sections, I'm not sure how many layers, but there's basically like the last layer is like the uterus, right?
yeah.
So they don't cut into the uterus with this particular one. They cut into every layer apart from that one. So if there's anybody out there that has had this happen to them, like you still, it doesn't affect like you trying to have like a natural
And that's
vagina
always
birth.
something that has cesareans. They're like, oh, I have to have a cesarean again.
Yeah.
That's actually been a topic on our.
Yeah, so my friend
Yeah.
Giselle,
Giselle,
actually, she had one baby and it was a C-section. And then so there's something called the
VBAC.
VBAC.
Yes.
Birth
Vaginal birth after C-section.
vaginal birth
Ah.
after C-section.
Okay.
So it could happen either way.
Yeah.
But typically.
But typically it's a little harder for the C-section that does
Yes.
hit the uterus, which you're talking about. So this is great information because
Yeah.
you know that part of the wall hasn't been cut. So
So
maybe
this is a light at
the end of the
Yeah,
tunnel.
So
that's-
you're
yeah.
hoping. So you're hoping for a vaginal.
Well, the doctor said it doesn't affect anything. So I'm going to try to, hopefully I can have a vagina birth.
a vaginal birth.
Vaginal.
Yeah. Listen, when you're pregnant, everything goes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You can do no wrong, sis.
Vaginal birth, and also that is such a big hope that you can have. But you never know, so you can you're prepared for anything.
Yeah.
Because you've already
Yeah.
been cut open.
I know, and that's kind of like, maybe that is the best thing about what happened, is because like I'm not I don't like care if I like, I just
Make
want my
my baby
baby,
healthy.
I just want my baby to be healthy. So if that means I have to get cut open again, I've already got a scar there, so I'm fine.
She's like, I already know I can heal from this, honey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And so, your baby's due on my birthday?
Yes.
Is it really?
It's her birthday, June.
22 is such a good number.
I'm
for
just
us.
saying.
Like my husband's father is a 22.
Yeah.
22 is a big thing in our
Yeah.
family.
Nice.
So I think it's amazing. And then another thing is Christian.
And Christian.
Ah, nice.
So I think it's amazing, and I'm excited because you're gonna have a little Libra girl. Oh my goodness,
Yes.
honey,
But
you
she
are
comes
blessed. And she's like,
late.
It's gonna be a
ooh.
little late.
Audrey's face.
face.
For those of you who aren't watching, Audrey's face was like, ooh.
Oh no, I love a good Libra. I got a Scorpio.
My mom's a Scorpio, so she's like, I hope I get a Scorpio girl.
They'll own you and they'll own the world. So yes, we're on the right track.
I have a Scorpio boy, and he owns everything
Yeah,
too.
they all,
So
they
I
all
don't
own
know.
it. Scorpio's just.
I'm like, can't
Yeah.
you be a little shy?
I'm Aquarius, so like we go head to head, but
Yeah.
So
Libra's
are you?
balanced.
Yeah, Libra's balance, which
Okay.
is good for both of us.
Are
Bitch,
they
bitch,
both?
shut your. Hold on, turn off the camera. I'm just kidding.
Not pregnant Libras. Anyhow.
Anywho, sorry, we do this. We go off on tangents.
Nice.
It's like our thing. Everyone already knows. You can fast forward, whatever. So, you're giving birth. Did you decide on a natural birth, or how did you feel? What's your birth plan? And are you like set on it, or what's your whole thing?
So I basically, what I've read is like, don't be set on a birth plan, because then you don't get like your hopes up, and like everything kind of goes more smoothly because you don't really have one. So like obviously I have like the things that I would like for to happen, but like I'm not like super strict on it. So like
I did not have one. And
Yeah.
she had one that she totally just.
I printed and laminated.
I think you sent it to me.
And then
You're like,
she
do you
said-
need a birth plan?
Well,
I've got
listen,
one.
did you use your birth plan then?
No.
And I was like, the baby's coming out. Either way.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, I was like, no medication, please. Yes, I'll take the morphine shot. Okay, cool. No epidural. Fuck that. Put that in my back right now.
I know, that's literally me. Like, I'm like, I would like to try as long as I can go without an epidural, and but if I'm like, give me that motherfucking epidural, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I have to go back to London. So London was my nurse, and she was like, "Okay, okay, honey, I'm going back to
London."
my nurse." I remember her, and I left all the flowers that were given to me to her because she was just a freaking gem of a nurse.
Aww.
Shout out to all the nurses out there that are crushing it. So, she was like, "Okay," looking at the birth plan.
Yeah, she's like, okay.
It's laminated.
That's so funny.
She's like, "Okay, so what's your plan?"
She's like, what's your realistic plan?
What's your plan? I go,
How are we actually going to do this?
I go, look, I want this experience to be memorable in a positive light. And she's like, bet.
Yeah. Well, you had a really good birth experience.
Yeah, she's like, bet. I'm gonna get that more. She let you lay down a little bit, go through the contractions a bit, because I birthed in my bathtub before, and then when the contractions were really close.
You did not birth in your bathtub. You went through the...
Oh, I labored.
Yeah, I was like, holy, you had birth twice.
Mommy did not have a birth over in her bathtub.
I didn't sleep last night.
Yeah, listen, her baby has 104.
Oh, poor Edge.
He's very sick right now.
He's very sick, so I'm very like.
But listen, she did not birth in her bathtub.
I labored.
You labored. She did try her.
I tried my hardest to just labor in the bath, and I think I told you use the breathe app.
Yeah, so I downloaded that today.
So I did that and then when they were really close apart, then I'm like, get the car, get the dogs, put them in the thing, get the bag.
Bags are packed.
Let's go.
How many centimeters were you both dilated when you got to the hospital?
I was not.
I was dilated 3 centimeters, but they still wanted me to fucking dilate more. I was like, girls, just get in there.
I had a different. We had such different births.
Yeah. But you can listen to that on episode number 1.
Okay, I will actually. I will.
On episode 2.
Oh, yeah,
And
episode
3, you 2, me 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay, just go listen to that. I know you have already, but...
Just listen to them all.
Of course, I listen to them all.
No, but if you're asking, I was not at all. They had to dilate me. She did go in dilated after.
But they put the morphine, and then my water broke.
Okay.
So I think I was clamping up too much to allow my cervix to fully dilate because it was so painful.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when we say we have high pain tolerance, I believe us because I do. But there is a pain, like a contraction, and when that shit comes close together to where you're like, I cannot breathe in between these, you better believe we're gonna be feeling that.
I went into the hospital with contractions at 2 minutes apart. They started with nothing.
Oh wow, and you weren't even dilated.
Wasn't dilated. Went in 2
Our
minutes
vaginas
apart.
are rude.
I literally was sitting at breakfast and I looked at DJ and I said, I'm having some stomach pains, but I have to go get my bag. Went back. By the time 15 minutes passed, I was like, get me to the hospital. And the doctor said, I'm giving you fentanyl because I can tell that you can't do this, but you're not dilated at all.
Oh my goodness.
And I said,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, fentanyl. It's wild.
That's crazy.
It is the crazy thing. And I'm not trying to scare you.
No.
Everyone does it.
Yeah.
It just, you do what you need to do.
Definitely.
More kudos to you. Whatever you can do, and you can do. There's no. When I say kudos to you, to kudos to what, it's whatever the fuck you can do.
No, facts. Just get my baby out healthy. And even like it's one of those things as well, and I hate like saying this out loud, but like I am kind of, now that I'm like at the end, I'm actually low-key a little bit like nervous for like, it's so much more nervous for labor, and like
it's so
even
normal.
Even like just like how like women actually like die in birth and things like that.
Oof.
Like that's such a scary.
We're not thinking about that.
I know. I'm like, and you know what's the weirdest thing as well about like.
But these thoughts are normal, just so you know.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
Because like even the fact that like your first baby, like obviously you guys went through this, like I feel like, you can't really imagine yourself with like a baby, and I don't know if it's because I've had like all the trauma with the other two things.
Or let yourself imagine it beforehand, right?
Yeah, but like I imagine myself as a mom, but then I'm like, whoa, it's like happening in literally 9 weeks or like even sooner. And I'm like, I don't know what that looks like. And then I'm like, I'm all about manifestation. So I'm like, is it because something's gonna happen?
No.
That's just, it's normal.
Yeah.
This is, oh my Lord, if
Yeah.
I could tell you how normal it is to have all of these feelings, and I know you read it, you know it's normal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just listening to two people that have babies that have the same thing,
Oh my goodness.
the amount of normalcy it is to have every thought you could ever think in those amount of times. Like, listen, what if
I
my
would be
baby's
worried.
abandoned and no parents at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what if
Oh my
they
God,
come
the-
out with something? And
Yeah.
no.
Even the emotional attachment you have to your like husband or your like partner or anything, like I feel like I need him around so much more. And like
Yeah.
if he's like if he's out, I'm like, oh my God, what if he gets in an accident and like my
Yeah.
baby never gets to meet his amazing father, her amazing father, and like
Yeah.
it literally I was
also just
crying
a
last night.
Your hormones also are
It's their hormones.
Your hormones are literally telling you
Yeah.
nest with your people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in
be
your
with
nesting
people.
stage for
Yeah.
sure.
And you
Yeah.
are. Tell me again how many weeks you are pregnant. Tell the audience. I
30
don't think we ever
weeks.
did that. We think
30
we just said
weeks.
a due
30
date.
weeks,
30
yeah.
weeks.
30 weeks. So you're literally hardcore going.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
in your third trimester.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
So-
would honestly be worried if you weren't having
I
these
would
thoughts.
too.
Okay, well that's
I would too.
amazing to hear.
I would be.
That's
I
so
would,
good.
100%.
But you know what? Whenever you have these thoughts, just remind yourself that it's not real anxiety. It's just a story you're telling yourself because of all the hormones.
And
Yeah,
all of us
for
are
sure.
yes. And then remind yourself that every single one of us humans came out of a vagina or a stomach.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
And when things go wrong, remind yourself about that again.
Yeah.
If things go wrong.
God, let me just tell you something. If you go into it with your mindset saying, okay, some shit's going to happen.
If you go with
You know,
a
then you're
laminated
prepared.
thing,
Facts.
just know. But you knew that
Yeah.
if something goes wrong, like it's. Oh my gosh!
I will-
It's so normal.
Yeah.
I have to say that there were plan A, plan B, plan C when that there wasn't just one plan. Okay,
know.
so there was backup
of course
plan.
there was.
Oh my God, I love you so much. And thank you for opening up
Of
and sharing this
course.
story with us because it's empowering to other mommies. And honestly, I think it's like what we say to a lot of the guests, but we want you to come back after you have the baby.
Yes,
and
definitely.
we try to keep these to like 40 minutes, but we wanted to ask about something that you, what you were thought motherhood would be like or whatnot, but having you share an ectopic pregnancy and getting pregnant after that, and a miscarriage in between.
Yeah, in between pregnancy.
The miscarriage was first, so in
Oh, miscarriage and
2019. Yeah.
It's just thank you. That's
Of
we haven't had that,
course.
and like that's like it makes me want to cry because just we've had a lot of moms and that's hard. We haven't had an ectopic mom and that's awful. So look at you now.
Yeah.
And thank
Right.
you. That was
And
of
isn't she
course.
irradiating?
Yeah,
That's the
you
word.
really are. I feel like you would radiate anyways.
I
but,
know.
like-
Oh, you
She's
guys
just
are
like a
so
hottie.
nice.
Yeah.
I bet she's going to look like that when she gives birth. She's going to
Yeah.
be that one girl that's just
No.
like
Yeah,
beautiful.
What is that
No.
movie where the mom is like, one of the moms is like, and the other's like, baby.
Or what to expect when you're
Yeah.
expecting.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz, she's all,
Yeah.
I'm done. That's her
That
cut.
is so
Like-
funny. I actually just recently watched that. because
I
I was-
think that often when I'm like having my second baby because I was like, I hope.
Right? Okay,
No,
well, you guys,
thanks.
make sure to keep up with G, her Instagram,
G gentle.
and we'll have to have you back and
Yes,
discuss
I'd love
after
to.
birth because that would be so cute to follow up and see.
And let us know your thoughts on your opinions, your thoughts, and your experiences. with,
Yeah.
like any of those really tragic moments because it's kind of good to get out.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
also
I-
therapeutic for everyone, I think, you know?
And I think like people don't really talk about ectopic pregnancies. Like I said before, I never knew what that was. So I think it's good for people to know.
100%.
All right, guys, make sure to follow us, like, subscribe, comment, engage, all the things. Bye.
Bye.